sir.
Yeah, good morning. Just we have started with some of the concepts of antennas, and we have already discussed the bandwidth concept in the previous class, where we have understood that the bandwidth can be defined as Fu minus Fl divided by F naught, and F naught is Fu plus Fl divided by 2. And bandwidth can also be written in terms of quality factor, that is F naught divided by Q. Now we are going to see the next topic, that is called as the radiation resistance. So here, so the radiation resistance can be, means you can see that actually there is no physical resistance available. It is like a type of imaginary resistance. So the radiation resistance is the resistance when subjected in series with the antenna. So when the antenna is coming in contact with the signal, so the radiations and all, it is going to create some resistance effect. So that resistance is called as the radiation resistance and will consume some power as it is actually radiating. So we have also seen the notation, it is RR, and is the ratio of power radiated. So you can say that it is the ratio of power radiated by a given antenna to the square of the current applied to the feed point. So you can write it as RR is equal to W by I square. So what is W? W is called as the radiated power and I is called as the applied current. So we can just define radiation resistance as the ratio of power radiated by a given antenna to the square of the current applied. When you write it in the form of equation, you can write it as RR is equal to W by I square. So all of you can just note down these things, and then we will proceed further. Radiation resistance. So the notation is RR and the equation is W by I square. So the radiated power divided by square of the current. So have you completed this? We'll proceed further.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have seen that RR is W by I square. W is the radiated power and I is the applied current. So we can see that RR, that is the radiation resistance, depend upon. So this sometimes in Viva and all, they may ask you that where the radiation resistance basically depend upon. So it depends upon the antenna shape, size of the antenna and orientation of the antenna. That is the first point. And radiation resistance also depends on the location of the antenna with respect to the ground. Then third point is distance from the antenna at which the power is measured. And the fourth point is atmospheric conditions also, it will depend upon the radiation resistance. And the fifth point is effectiveness of source and receiving antenna. So these are the five key points where the radiation resistance will be depending upon. That is the shape of the antenna, size of the antenna, orientation of the antenna, the location of antenna with respect to the ground, distance from the antenna at which the power is measured, then atmospheric condition and effectiveness, efficiency of source and receiving antenna. So the antenna also have ohmic resistance, which is responsible for the energy losses. You know that when there is a impact of resistance, some energy will be lost. So if the equivalent loss of resistance is RL, so we are just defining it as RL, then the total power fed to the antenna is I square into RR plus RL. So what is RR? RR is radiation resistance, RL is loss resistance. So so what is the then the total power fed? So how much the power is to be fed to the antenna is I square into RR plus RL. The useful power is radiated, which is I square RR. So when you feed the power, it should be I square into RR plus RL. When the power is getting radiated, it will be I square into RR. So we have to understand these things. So these are the parameters which RR, radiation resistance, mainly depend upon. And this when you uh, feed the antenna, you have to feed with the component loss resistance as well, to for the transmission of the signal. So it will be I square into RR plus RL, and you have to make sure that the antenna, when it is power is radiated, it will be I square into RR. So this is a few things. We'll be going ahead with a few equations. You can make a note of all these things. So these are different parameters what you have come across. So you have seen the pattern, you have seen beam area, beam efficiency, radiation intensity, directivity gain, antenna aperture, effective height, bandwidth, radiation resistance. All these are various parameters of antenna. When you are going with the design, you have to make sure that all the parameters you have to calculate, and you should see that the design of an antenna has to be optimum by considering all these parameters. You should make an antenna in such a way that it all the parameters are accurate, okay, or you can say that all the parameters has its own effect when you are designing an antenna. So it's very important for you to calculate each and every parameter. So make a note of all these things. So if you want to calculate the efficiency, efficiency is eta, and you can say that efficiency can be written as power radiated. So what is the power radiated to the input power, total input power, or you can write it as WR divided by WI. And when you replace it with the I square, it can be written as I square RR divided by I square into RR plus RL. What is RL? Loss resistance. What is RR? Radiation resistance. So we can find out the efficiency of an antenna by calculating by using the equation RR divided by RR plus RL. So you can make a note of this equation. Efficiency is equal to RR divided by RR plus RL. So you write down all these equations, then we'll continue further. See, note down all these things in the class itself. Here and there, anything is missing, you can refer to the notes as well. You can complete it off. Okay. So efficiency can be, so when you are writing all these equations in the class, you understand the things better. So make a note of all these things. Efficiency is RR divided by RR plus RL. RL is called as the loss resistance. RR is called as the radiation resistance. So if you are feeding an antenna, you have to feed the signal with the power I square into RR plus RL, so that when you transmit the useful power is radiated will be I square RR. So all of you complete this equation. Once it is over, you just let me know that we'll proceed further. So if you, it's very important for you to understand the calculation of efficiency and all. So you can see that in the real time scenario that the mobile phones and all. See, if you just keep the mobile phone without any call, you can see that the mobile is not getting heated up. So the radiation is not too much coming into action. But when you are subjected to a call, or you are using internet for a longer duration of time and all those things, you can see that the heat or heat is generated. So being that as well, antenna temperature and all those things, as well as the radiation resistance RR also gets generated there. So it's very important for you to understand that all this phenomena has to be balanced when you are going with the design process. Have you all completed this? Okay, fine. Let us do a small problem. By the time you can uh, make a note of those equations. So a low frequency transmitting aerial has the radiation resistance is given as 0.5 ohm. The total loss resistance is 2.5 ohm. If the current fed to the aerial is 100 ampere, so they are asking you to calculate the radiated power, input power, and efficiency of the aerial. So you can do that. You can try using the equation and you can solve it. So you are given with the radiation resistance RR, you are given with loss resistance RL, you are given with the current 100 ampere. You are asked to find out the radiated power and input power as well as efficiency. So you can try using the equation radiated power is equal to WR. So all the equations we have written it before, all the equations you have WR, you can find radiated power. So I square RR, I is given 100, so 100 square into 0.5. Find out that. So radiated power you got. You have to find out the input power and then you the efficiency. So it's a very simple problem. All the values are given for you. It's just a substitution and calculation. So once you got the radiated power as I square RR, now next is that you have to find out the input power. So what is the equation for input power? WI, or it is I square into RR plus RL. So RR is also known to you, RL is also known to you. Substitute it and find out the answer for input power. So do it. I'll give you 1 minute time to find out the efficiency also. So you can use the equations and you can find out those things. It's a very easy problem. Just the only thing is that you should know the equations for radiated power, input power, and efficiency. So input power, you'll get it as 100 square into 0.5 plus 2.5. Everything is given in the question. 0.5 is radiation resistance, loss resistance is 2.5. So you just substitute those things.
So 30 kilowatt.
Yeah, let us see that efficiency is what? Okay, this is 30 kilowatt. Now you can calculate the efficiency also. So efficiency equation for efficiency is you can put it as WR by WI into 100, or you can take it as RR divided by RR plus RL. Anything you can use, the answer has to be the same. So here WR and WI is found out already, so it is easy to use that. So what is the efficiency percentage you are getting? How much you are getting? It can be done mind calculation itself. So how much you are getting? WR is 5 and WI is 30. So what is the answer? You get 16.6. All of you got it? All of you got 16.6 aerial efficiency?
Yes, sir.
So it's a simple problem. All of you have completed. So let us move with the next one.
16.66%,
Yeah,
sir.
16.66 is correct answer. So we got efficiency as 16.66. So those who have completed, just note down this topic, that is radio communication link or Friis transmission formula. So you write down the topic, radio communication link or Friis transmission formula. FRIIS. FRIIS, Friis transmission formula. So radio communication link or Friis transmission formula. So we have an equation in order to find out the power, how much power is getting radiated, how much power is if you see that, see, you have a transmitter antenna, you have a receiver antenna, it will be kept at a distance of 10 meter, you can see, or you can say that it is kept in a line of sight of almost 20 meters. So you can see that if you transmit a signal at the transmitter end, you will get the signal at the receiver end. And so what is the power at the receiver end? Everything you can calculate it by finding out each and every term and substituting the values, and you can find out the receive power. If you are knowing the receive power, then you can calculate the transmitted power. So what is the power you have to send, so that you need to get so much of power at the receiver and at a particular distance of L, can all these things can be calculated. So we will be using this in order to find the uh, power transmitted, power received, and all those things. So all of you note down this heading. It's a very important, it's a good equation to be used. Either we will be using it for calculation of receive power or transmitted power or gain, directivity, anything can be calculated if other parameters are known to you. Okay. So we will use this equation. So write down radio communication link or Friis transmission formula. It's an important topic. So all of you just note down, we have a small derivation for this one. So the equation provides the power received over the radio communication. This all I have already told you. So it is going to give you the power received over the radio communication link. Let us assume a lossless matched system. So we will see that we will draw a small figure to understand that the transmitter and receiver antenna separated by a distance of L, and with or L or S, any notation you can give. So those, what is the power transmitted and what is the power uh, points. These few points you note down, then we will move on to the next one. Continuation of this. So here we have just mark it as important, radio communication link or Friis transmission formula. So all of you have completed. Shall I move on further?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so radio communication link, or also called as the Friis transmission formula, basically used in order to find the transmitted power, received power. If you are known the transmitted and received power, you can find out the directivity, gain, everything, whatever you want. You can use this formula. One of the unknown can be found if other parameters are known to you. So let us see this. So you can draw this figure where you can, so you have seen that, so losses of assume a lossless matched antenna. So you can see that lossless matched antenna. Now you can see here, as I have explained you already. So this is the transmitting antenna. This is the receiving antenna. So the distance between the transmitter antenna and the receiving antenna is separated by a distance of r. Here aperture is defined as AET. AET means effective aperture of transmitting antenna. AER indicates the effective aperture of receiving antenna. So we have a transmitter over here, we have a receiver over here. So this is the entire setup. What we'll be having. You can consider a horn antenna or any antenna, it's not specified here. So any antenna which is separated by a distance of R and having an aperture of AET, effective aperture for the transmitter, and effective aperture for the receiver. So the distance between both of the antenna is R. So now we are here to find out the equations for the transmitted power, received power, and all those things. So let us see those things further. So the transmitter will feed a power PT. So all of you know that the transmitter is the one which is going to feed the power to the transmitting antenna of effective aperture AET. I have already told you this. At a distance R, so the separation of distance is R, a receiving antenna of effective aperture AER, intercepts the power radiated by the transmitting antenna. So all this explanation I have explained you already. So we have a transmitting antenna, we have a receiving antenna separated by a distance of R. AET is the effective aperture of transmitter and AER is the effective aperture of receiver. So the power per unit area available at the receiving antenna can be written. This power per unit area can be written using the equation SR. So SR is the equation to find that SR is equal to PT divided by 4 pi R square. So SR is the equation in order to find the transmitted power. So it means SR is the power per unit area. So it can be written as PT divided by 4 pi R square. So draw this figure and write till the equation of SR. Lot of things has to be done further. So we'll be continuing it further. So complete these points. And write down few points, whatever I have mentioned here. Write the equation for SR. It is PT divided by 4 pi R square. So you can do it along with me itself. You can, it's all equations to be followed further. So write down the equation step by step, one after the other when I am explaining it. So it will be easy for you to understand. So we have already written the equation for power per unit area. So it is SR, it is PT divided by 4 pi R square. All of you have completed till there. Shall we proceed further? Okay, once you complete it, you just let me know that further all we have equations. So you have to just understand and just write the equation along with me itself. Okay, so we have this transmitter, receiving antenna, all these things. So we'll be using the equation for transmitted power. Finally, we'll be seeing that what is the equation for power transmitted or the power received. So we have seen a few parameters like directivity, we have seen the parameter gain parameter, all those things we'll be trying to use those in this equation. So let us take this. If the antenna has a gain GT, so if you take that the gain of an antenna is GT, then the power per unit area. So the equation will be slightly modified as same equation. You have to add one more term GT there that is called as the gain of the transmitter antenna. So SR will be PT GT divided by 4 pi r square. So once you calculate SR in terms of GT, you can also add a few more terms like aperture and all those things, which all these parameters and the transmitted power or received power. So we are going to enhance the equation, that is the power collected by the lossless matched receiving antenna, the power collected by the lossless matched receiving antenna. So of effective aperture is given to you as AER. Already in the figure we have seen AER is the effective aperture of the receiving antenna. So when you use that AER in the above equation, that is SR is equal to PT GT by 4 pi r square. So you can rewrite by considering AER as well. So you will get it as PR is equal to SR into AER, or you can rewrite the equation as PT GT AER divided by 4 pi r square. So what we have done it till here. So the received power notation is PR. PR can be written as when it is considered with respect to aperture, antenna aperture as well, that is the effective aperture of an antenna AER. So we can write it as receive power. What is the power you are going to receive at the receiver end? That can be written as SR into AER. AER is the effective power aperture of a antenna at the receiver end. Effective aperture of an antenna at the receiver end is AER. SR equation we already know, it is PT GT divided by 4 pi r square. So we get the received power PR is equal to PT GT AER divided by 4 pi r square. So it's very easy. It's not too complicated. Any steps are not there. Here we are going to use the gain, and we are going to use the aperture and all those things. All of you have completed till the equation for PR, PT GT AER divided by 4 pi r square. All of you have completed. Annapurna.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Completed. So you have done till there. So next we will see. So I think all of you have completed till that equation. So what is there next? The PR you AER divided by 4 pi r square. So I am just writing the equation for gain. So the gain of the transmitting antenna, can be written as GT is equal to 4 pi AET, that is the effective aperture of the transmitting antenna, lambda square. So we have studied this equation before itself, the equation for GT. So GT can be written as 4 pi AET divided by lambda square. So you have GT here. So what you can do now, you can just try to substitute this GT here. So let us see that. So substituting GT, we get the Friis transmission formula. So this equation, what I am going to explain now, is called as the Friis transmission formula. That is GT, you substitute it here. So what you'll get, PR divided by PT is equal to, what all things are there, AER, other things will get cancelled, 4 pi will get cancelled. So what you will be getting, divided by r square lambda square. So this equation is called as the Friis transmission formula. We can just improvise the equation further as well. So what you have here, PR represent the received power, PT represent the transmitted power, AET represent the effective aperture of a transmitting antenna, and AER represents the effective aperture of a receiving antenna. Any other terms are left out. So we have still some more terms, that is r and lambda. R is the distance between the antenna and lambda is the wavelength. So PR divided by PT. So you find out, you know the equation for GT. So you try to substitute the equation for GT in the above equation, that is PT GT into AER divided by 4 pi lambda square. When you substitute 4 pi get cancelled. So you get uh, PR divided by PT as AER AET divided by R square lambda square. AER is the effective aperture of the receiving antenna. AET is the effective aperture of the transmitting antenna. R is the distance between the antenna and lambda is the wavelength. PR is the received power. PT is the transmitted power. So we have to know all these things because we'll be doing some problems where we'll be substituting the values and we'll be doing it. So you can complete this equation. Still, it is not completed. We will be using, we'll be trying, this is Friis transmission formula. You can put this equation in a box. We will be trying to write this equation, Friis transmission formula, in terms of directivity as well as in terms of gain in the next continuation of that. So you complete it, then we will move on further. So this put this equation in the box. PR divided by PT is equal to AER AET divided by R square lambda square. All of you have completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So write down we have. So we have equations for directivity and in terms of effective aperture. So we can write AET is equal to d square lambda square by 4 pi and AER is equal to dr lambda square by 4 pi. So it is AET is dt. dt means directivity of the transmitter antenna and dr indicates directivity of the receiving antenna. So we have studied all these equations in the previous class itself. So we are going to substitute in place of AET and AER in the previous equation. So you can just substitute those things and write it. When you write it, you will get the equation in terms of directivity, that is PR by PT is equal to DT dr lambda by 4 pi R whole square. And gain is equal to directivity when K is equal to 1. So we can just replace this D as G. So we'll get PR by PT is equal to G TGR lambda by 4 pi whole square. So we got two equations, one in directivity, one in terms of gain. So this all equations is called as the Friis transmission formula. So this is what all about the radio communication link or Friis transmission formula. All these things you have to make a note of it. Okay. Once you complete it, let us do one problem based on the Friis transmission formula. So it is PR by PT is equal to, either you can use equation, that is AET AER divided by R square lambda square, or you can use the equation in terms of directivity dt dr lambda by 4 pi r whole square, or you can use gt gr lambda by 4 pi r whole. So any of the equations you use. Now write down the next problem and then we will try to solve this problem. So all of you complete that problem. So we have this problem. Radio link has 15 2.5 effective aperture, 5 gigahertz meter square, effective aperture of 5 gigahertz. The receiving antenna has an effective aperture of 0.5 meter square and is located at 15-kilometer line of sight distance from the transmitting antenna. Find the power delivered to the receiver. So what is that? You PR. So what all things are given for you? PT is given, AET is given, F is given, ER is given, and R is also given. So first find out lambda. Lambda is C by F. You will get 0.06 meter. Then you can use the equation PR is equal to PT into AET AER divided by R square lambda square. Any one of you got the received power? So have we completed the received power? Any one of you got it? Means just
No,
let
sir.
me know that. Yeah, completed. So you have to just substitute PT, AER, AET, and R square and lambda square. Substitute all these values. First to find out lambda, and so that you can substitute lambda as well. 0.06 meter. So what is PT 15? AET is 2.5, AER is 0.5, then R is 15 kilometer, the other is in meter, and lambda is 0.06 meter. So you'll get 23.15. Any one of you got 23.15? You get 23.15 microwatt.
Got the same answers.
Yeah, very good. So you can substitute. It is just simple substitution. First thing is that since lambda is unknown for you, lambda you need to find out. So this is what you can do it. PR is equal to 23.15 microwatts you will get. Okay, you can try with another problem. This is slightly different type of problem. Two spacecrafts A and B are separated by 100 megameter, capital MM. Each has the antenna with directivity of 1000. So each has an antenna with directivity of 1000 is given. Read the carefully. Operating at 2.5 gigahertz frequency is given. If craft A receiver requires 20 dB over 1 picowatt, what transmitter power is required on craft B to achieve? So it is a little bit tricky one to achieve this signal level. So you are asked to find out the transmitted power required for craft B. So you can just imagine that two spacecrafts are there moving with each other separated by a certain distance, and activity and frequency, everything is given for you. You are asked to find out the transmitted power required on craft B to achieve the signal level. So R is given for you 100 megameter. So you can write it as 100 into 10 to the power of 6 meter. Directivity is given for you. It is told that each has an antenna with the directivity. So you can write it as D is same as DT, and means it indicates that both DT and DR is 1000. Frequency is 2.5 gigahertz. So you can find lambda, and you can try to calculate the transmitter power. Here little bit you have to do things different. To calculate first lambda, then we will move ahead with that. So here what it is told here, one important point it is there, Craft A receiver requires 20 dB over 1 picowatt. That is what the requirement of Craft A is. So that we have to understand. So we have to calculate PR, that is given as 20 dB over 1 picofarad. They have not given the exact value. So 20 dB over 1 picowatt is given. So we have to take 10 log to the base 10. PR divided by 1 picowatt will be equal to 20. So like that you have to use it here. This is the one small difference what you can see in the previous question. So you'll be getting PR divided by 1 picowatt is equal to anti-log of 20 divided by 10. You can find out PR from here. First you have to find out PR. So find out PR, then you have to find out the transmitter power using the Friis transmission equation. So note down this question. So you should not forget to take PR as PR divided by 1 picowatt is equal to anti-log of 20 divided by 10. So all of you know to take the anti-log, use the calculator and do it. So when you complete it, you write down this question and solve it till here. After that, you have to find out the transmitter. You have to find out the PR first. You will get a value. Any one of you got PR? What is the value for PR? Just let me know that what is the value of PR. What have you completed? Okay, when you do it, you will be getting 100 into 10 to the power of minus 12 watts. I think you might have done it. PR is 100. Anti-log of 20 divided by 10 will come as 100. 100 into 1 picowatt, you will get it as 100 into 10 to the power of minus 12 watts. So now after that, the Craft B transmitter power you have to find out. So PT is equal to, you have to use the Friis transmitter. Have to find out PT is equal to PR into 16 pi square R square divided by D T dr lambda square. Substitute all the values here. All the values are given for you in the question. You'll get 10.96 kilowatts. So all of you can complete this problem. All of you complete this problem. All of you complete this problem, you will get it as kilowatt. Okay. So with that, we will stop for today. Okay. Okay, with that we'll stop. Thank you. So you complete that problem and after that you can leave the meeting.